John and I have to tell you about one of our favorite places to upload our wedding films, and that is Love Stories TV. Love Stories TV is one of the best free resources for wedding filmmakers. The best part is they are bringing the couples to us. All you have to do is upload your films and you are good to go. Upload unlimited wedding films to your completely free business page. Setup is easy and your films can be live in just minutes. Now is the perfect time to start uploading to Love Stories. Every video you upload is personally reviewed by the Love Stories team for potential social features. And if they choose one of your films, they'll pay you. They have paid wedding filmmakers over $15,000 in the past year just for features. To get all of the details, head over to howtofilmweddings.com/lovestoriestv. Start uploading and have your work viewed by the Love Stories team and their audience of over 6 million followers. That's howtofilmweddings.com/lovestoriestv.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the How to Film Weddings podcast. My name is John Bunn. I am joined, as always, by my best good buddy, Mr. Nicholas Deep Nuggets Miller. Nick, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're watching from, but good day to you, sire. How are you? What's good in your world?
I am doing quite well as of day we're recording. It's a little dreary outside, kind of rainy, a little colder, so it's kind of like chill day, but I'm doing well. We had a weekend off this last weekend, and then I'm getting ready to do 5 weddings in 6 weeks. So it's just kind of go, traveling all over the place. And so I'm taking it in this week, trying to relax and be calm before the constant go of the next month or so. And I know that you're kind of in that situation as well, but I'm well. How about you, my friend?
I'm well. Last night I filmed a wedding on a Sunday. We're recording this on a Monday, so I got home super late, got right into the week, but super stoked. Lots of good things happening in the world over here at How to Film Weddings, and one of them is our good buddy, our bestest, goodest social media buddy, Emma K Films, is joining us today again on the podcast to talk about all things social media, talking about how to be consistent with your Instagram. This is something we hear about all the time, and we've watched Emma grow to over 11,000 followers on her Instagram. Not only that, though, just booking high-end luxury travel destination weddings. So we unpack all of that, what she's been doing, how to stay consistent, all of the things. It's a great episode, and we're going to get... Nick, are you okay if we just go ahead and jump right in?
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
All right, well, welcome back to the How to Film Weddings podcast. Emma K Films. Emma, say hello to our audience, all that good stuff. You've been on before, but to those that don't know you, why don't you just introduce yourself and let us know how you've been doing?
Hello, hello. It is so good to be back on the podcast. I'm so excited just to be able to chat with you guys. And thank you to everyone out there who's listening to today's episode. I am Emma. I'm from Emma K Films. I am a luxury destination wedding videographer based over in the Pacific Northwest, based in Oregon specifically. But yeah, I'm also a bride myself. I've been planning my wedding. I get married next year. And oh man, I mean, I feel like my fun facts are a little limited, but I did just get a puppy, and
that's
he
good.
is my
Yes,
whole
it's good.
world.
We wanted to have Emma back on the podcast because we were together 2-3 weeks ago in Colorado.
Yes.
Emma's been part of our team helping plan our mastermind retreat last year. She hired us for a mentor session a few years back, and me and Nick were just like, who the heck is this person? They're on a mission. We found out that she was started her business at 18 years old or something and was kicking butt and taking names and graduating college early and all these different things, and just has been killing it in her business and especially on Instagram. And so, Nick, we have mentor sessions, quite a bit of them, a lot of the time. And one of the questions we keep getting asked is, how can we be more consistent on social media? How can we be? And Emma has done just that. She's grown her following to over 10,000 followers. She's booking weddings all over the place. I'll let you talk about you, but why don't you paint a picture of what 2022, 2023 looks like for you when it comes to how many bookings you've got, what you're charging. Just kind of paint us a picture of what Emma K Films looks like since last time we talked.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, as John mentioned, I started my business when I was 18 years old, back in January of 2019. This will be going on my over 3 years of running the business, and it's absolutely amazing. I've loved running it full time. I graduated with a degree in accounting, and it's definitely a nice degree to have with being an entrepreneur. But with that being said, I charged $400 for my first wedding, not knowing what the heck was going to happen. I funded my camera, my drone on my personal credit card, having just no clue what this little hobby was going to turn into. And little did I know, 3 years later, I would be running this as a full-time business, making six figures. Like, it is just insane. But with that being said, now I am booking 23 weddings this year. My base price is, well, for 2022, my base price was at $6,000. I'm now at $7,000 as a base price, booking on average about between $7,000 and $8,000 per wedding. And I love getting to just lean more into education as I go and film a little bit less weddings, but it's been an incredible journey, and I just feel, so thankful to be here. I feel like we're not taught enough about entrepreneurship growing up, and so just to have this career is insane.
It's so cool to hear your story. And back to what John was saying, we did a mentor session with you, like 3 years ago. I mean, it was like your first year, and we literally had this call with you. And, John and I do a lot of mentor sessions, and I wouldn't say that people are unprepared whenever they come and have their sessions with us, but like Emma was
prepared.
Over prepared, or like she was really, really prepared for it. She had her list of like 5 questions she was going to ask, and then like 5 questions under those questions, to just like make and as soon as we got off that call, John and I said, there's something special about this girl. Like, she has her stuff together. She knows where she's going. Like, maybe at the time, she's working stuff out, and maybe technically, like as a filmmaker, that wasn't there yet. But you were, a year into your business. So like everyone learned. And we knew that given enough time, you were really going to make a name for yourself in this industry as both a filmmaker and, an entrepreneur and an educator and all that stuff. And one of the things that I know that you're really passionate about is Instagram and social media and posting and stuff. And as John was saying earlier, that question of, in our mentor sessions, we get asked a lot about social media and being consistent and posting and that kind of stuff. And so let's just kind of open up the conversation about Instagram, right now. And why don't you share, whenever someone comes to you, if they're like, hey, how do you, what's a takeaway that I have from Instagram, or, how do I be consistent, or what? Like, let's kind of open up that. What would you like start with someone who maybe has problems with their Instagram presence? Like, where would you suggest that they start?
Oh man, I love this topic because I feel like this is a question that is constantly being asked in the industry, is how do I be consistent? How can I grow my following? How do I show up on Instagram? And I want to kind of preface before we go into it that this is done, all of this that I am about to give you is based on experience and research. This isn't, I watched someone else's reel and figured out, oh, this is right and this is wrong. Like, there isn't a right and a wrong way to do social media. There is a strategy that works for everyone. And so I want to lead with, I've put in the research, especially like reading gobs of Instagram articles and statements that they've come out with, because it's really important that you really, like, so many people are coming out with what they believe is right and wrong on Instagram. And it's really important to actually dig deep into the facts and to what the actual hosts of Instagram are saying. So with that being said, I want to lead off with almost like one of the biggest myths is, how do I be consistent on Instagram? And I think it's really huge to take a step back and realize we all know what being consistent on Instagram looks like. We all know that being consistent means being present on Instagram repeatedly and being active on the app. However, what we all struggle with is, how do we be intentional when we're on the app? That's what we struggle with. It's not a matter of, we can all sit right here and pull up our phone and get on Instagram today and get on Instagram tomorrow. But how are we to be intentional with our time? And so those are kind of some of the things that I would love to talk about today. And I want to make sure that I do not ramble. So
we're
John
sitting
and
back
cut
and
me
just
off
taking
at
notes at
any
this
point
point. No.
But first and foremost, the biggest thing is, how can you be intentional when you're actually on Instagram, when you're actually on social media? And that not only goes with the actual videos that you're posting, but your captions. Are you showing up on your stories? Are you using polls? Are you using questions? Are you showing your face? Right? Like there's so many little things that go about it, and we get so hung up on the Instagram algorithm when I'm here to tell you there isn't just one algorithm. And that's why I say there's not just one right or wrong way to do Instagram. There are several algorithms out there running. There are actually 5 different ways that Instagram sorts through and filters your posts and what you see and what your clients, your audience sees. So like I said, there's not a right and wrong way. Some of the tips and tricks that I love to mention is it's really setting up your Instagram profile in the best way that it can market for you. And so just like simple as that, right now, the name above your bio. This is actually a keyword. It acts as a hashtag. It's literally like a hashtag that you would put underneath your posts, but it's above your bio. So a lot of people will just use your name. For example, they'll say MK Films, or they'll use the plus sign, the and sign, like dashes. Use this as a hashtag. Use it as keywords. It's a free marketing tool. And so, for example, I always suggest to everyone, if you do weddings and elopements, your name, the section above your bio, should be wedding elopement videographer. If you do destination, it could be destination wedding videographer. Keep all of the dashes, the colons, all of those out of your name section because, again, it's used as a hashtag. You have to think what people are searching. But the most popular one out there is wedding elopement videographer. And so that's just a super technical tip on really just how to start being strategic with some of the things on your profile. But really what I want to talk about is how you can be intentional with being on social media. And one of the biggest tips that I use is time blocking. A lot of us get really overwhelmed when it comes to writing captions, thinking about what they're going to post, what's going to be next on their feed. Is their feed looking aesthetic? And it gets really overwhelming because we feel like it's just going to eat up so much of our time that we have to be 100% there for. When in reality, if you time block out an hour each week and say, okay, Friday morning, for an hour today, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to write out 5 captions and I'm going to plan my feed and get 5 cover photos ready to go. Simple as that. If you set down your phone and you set a timer, well, that honestly is kind of an ironic question. You can't set down your phone. You're using your phone the entire time. If you block out every other distraction for that hour and you set a timer and you're intentional about going and writing your captions, that's exactly what I do. I don't sit every single day and write a new caption or every single day go, what am I going to post today? That slows down my Instagram game so much. By being intentional and blocking off an hour of my time to write captions, say, here's 5 things that I want to talk about. I put them in my notes. I add my hashtags to them already. I add any vendors who are going to be featured. I get it all set up for me. And then I'll use a third-party app like Unum, UNUM, Planoly, Plan. There's so many out there. And honestly, I don't say that there's one that is way better than the other because especially for video, we are just planning what our feed aesthetic is going to look like. And so when you're able to sit down during that hour, you've got your captions, then go and organize your cover photos to the feed that you want it to look like. Right there in that hour, you can get 5 different posts ready to go. And that's huge, especially for video. Photographers have a billion photos that they can share every single week, I swear. But we don't have that content literally ready every single day. And so by blocking out an hour each week and being strategic about what you're doing, that's going to save you so much time.
Well, so a couple things that come to mind. So when we were together in Colorado a couple weeks ago, every time we had a free minute, we'd end up talking about social media and everything that's going on and how to grow your following, how to do all these things. And I could just see you being I've done this research. I'm testing this out. I'm trying this out. I'm doing this thing. I don't know the answer to this. I'm figuring it out. But you're actively moving towards learning the algorithms and learning. But I guess my question for you is why? Why does it matter? Why should we be messing with Instagram? What's it done for you? It's just a time suck. Does it actually amount to anything for you? What has it done for you?
Absolutely. So the reality is, especially in this generation, that we are really moving towards digital marketing. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, these are all free social media marketing tools. These are free marketing tools. And Instagram right now is one of the most powerful marketing tools on the planet. And especially for a generation, the generation like mine, the younger generation, is all over social media, all over Instagram. It is all about the look, the feel, the brand. I'm hopping on people's Instagram and I'm looking for like 3 seconds and I'm either interested or I'm not and I'm popping off. And that's literally when you're thinking about your clients, 80% of my inquiries come through Instagram. Even if they're referred by a vendor or by a client, which I have several client and vendor referrals, they're still going to my Instagram before they go to my website. That is like that first and foremost, who are you? Who is MK Films? I want to know more about her. Then they're jumping on the website. And so with that being said, when you have such a generation that is moving towards digital marketing, we have to adjust with the times. You can sit here and you can stay in your old ways and just solely rely on your website to market for you and Google SEO. But social media is out there. It's free, it's powerful, and it can bring you in. Literally, as I said, for me, it's 80% of my inquiries are through social media. And so that's why it's important, being able to research. And again, it can suck and eat up all of your time. But if you can learn how to be intentional during the time that you're spending on Instagram, that's what's making the money for you. That's what's not wasting your time.
I think that that's one of the biggest, I think that that's one of the biggest things is that, there's so many people out there that are like, well, I just can't get my videos to pop on Instagram, or I can't do this, or I try to upload, or I try to do this, or, YouTube doesn't work for me, or TikTok doesn't, those kind of things. And I think that the thing that you have hit on several times in your, sharing what is that intentionality about it. And what's the purpose? Why are you uploading a video? Why are you uploading your feed to look this way? Why are you sharing it like this? What are you writing? And I think a lot of people just float through these things willy-nilly, and they aren't being purposeful in what they're doing. And what I really liked about what you said about, blocking off an hour of time is it forces you to like sit and think about it just a little bit more rather than, it's Tuesday afternoon and I need to get a post up today. And so you don't think through it as well as you would if you weren't, emotional about it. Like I'm in a hurry, I got to do this. And so if you did that the week before and you're like, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, these are my 3 posts, and I write it all out and I get it all ready. So that's a big takeaway that I have started to learn and started to think about is just if I'm on here and I'm going to post something, how am I being intentional about it? So how do you, when it comes to those posts and it comes to those things, how are you being intentional with your, your Instagram account, with your social media stuff?
No, absolutely. So I think one of the most important things is posting and not ghosting. And I love this phrase, but it's really true. A lot of us go on Instagram again with no mission, with just kind of, hey, I've got a free 10 minutes, and they're posting something random and they're not writing a meaningful caption about it, and then they're hopping off Instagram. That is doing literally nothing for you. What I have found is when you are actually able to go on Instagram, like I will go, for example, and I'll literally tell you exactly what I do. I pop on Instagram probably like 15 minutes prior to myself actually making a post, and I'm engaging with others. I'm commenting on their posts. I'm DMing some people. I'm sliding up on their stories, whatever I can to just kind of engage. And again, there's not a right or wrong here. There isn't, I need to go respond to 5 people's captions and go slide up on 10 stories. It is literally just you engaging with others. I do that for about 10 minutes, sometimes even. Then I'm making my post. Then I continue to spend the next 10 minutes. And you're like, oh my gosh, Emma, this is like a 30-minute process. Yeah, it is. And what I do is I will literally spend the next 10 minutes engaging with more people. And I have found for my engagement to absolutely skyrocket over when I simply pop on my Instagram, make a post, and leave. Because again, when you think about it, when you're looking at the app and thinking about what Instagram wants for you, Instagram wants you on their app. At the end of the day, that's what I preach when I do a lot of like social media mentorships. This is what I'm constantly preaching. Do not get hung up on what you believe the algorithm tells you. Do not get hung up on all of the rules, all of the I have to do this and this and this. Remember that Instagram wants you on their app. And the more that you're on their app, the more that they're going to want to show your content to other people. So when you're making posts, be intentional about not posting and ghosting, about engaging with others, writing meaningful captions, asking questions on other people's captions forces them obviously, hopefully, they would respond to you. You can respond back, engage in conversation. And that significantly has increased my engagement, which again, I'm not posting every day. I'm being intentional about when I do go to post, I'm going to set aside 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after to write meaningful captions, to engage with others. So that's definitely a big tip. Another one is actually writing meaningful captions. So many video calls that I do with any sort of wedding entrepreneur, like one of the first things that I say about their Instagram is, well, your captions literally are 1 sentence or 2 sentences. And it's like, oh, missing this wedding day. And a bunch of hashtags that don't relate anything to their niche. And so it's really, really important that you are writing captions that are actually saying something. They don't have to be, especially like with Reels, you're getting 1 unique view per view. It's not someone sitting there looping it, reading your whole caption, and you're getting 10 views, right? Every Reel view is a unique view by a unique person. And so being strategic about the captions that you write for your Reels, for your posts, my Reels and my posts, I'm wanting to always almost ask a question at the end. How can I get people to engage and want to comment back? If you're just writing a story, maybe it's a story on a highlight film, I'm not really looking to ask a question. I do want to share a story and I want people to say, hey, this video is beautiful. Like, I love your work. But on other posts, maybe on my Reels, special moments of the day, small clips, I want to ask questions because I want people to engage in my comments. And again, all of these little details of just getting people to engage with you and for you to engage with them, Instagram wants to continue to show your work to them if they're going to engage with you. So being intentional about the captions that you write, writing captions that tell a story, that ask questions. You do not need to write a novel. And I would like to kind of mention that is a lot of people will want to write paragraphs upon paragraphs upon paragraphs. That is not needed. What I love to do is maybe I've got a 2-paragraph caption and I actually break it up to where as I'm scrolling, as I'm the viewer, I'm not attracted to big chunks of wording. I am very much like, give me the info and let's keep moving. And so if you're able to break apart your caption in sections where it's super enticing for a potential client, an audience member to scroll through and read, get invested in your story, that's what you want. You really want to be intentional about your captions. And I think not enough people, they just think that they need to stick the work up. But if you're just at the end of the day, like I said, just literally hopping on Instagram, posting a 10-second clip, bouncing off, and then you show up 2 weeks later, that's doing nothing for you. Your Instagram is not going to grow. You could go viral once, great, but you're not going to be consistent in what you're showing. So, I love that. One more thing I would love to say about like being consistent and being intentional when you're on Instagram is recognizing the content that you have and what you can and can't do with it. As I mentioned before, photographers have so much work that they can share all the time. Us as videographers, we might not have as much work. And so recognizing here in this moment, what do you have that you could share on Instagram? Maybe you only have 1 wedding highlight film. Well, could you take some moments out of that wedding highlight film and break them up into Reels? That is something that has been huge for my business. And I love to say these don't have to be the most spectacular moments of the wedding day. Like a lot of people think that they need to have this one moment that is going to hit them 6 million views. And that is the only reel that they can post on their Instagram. But it's not. So many of the reels that I post that have gone viral, that just shows like a private last dance and the couple's literally dancing at night. And I write in my caption how it's really cool that, like I write about the importance of a private last dance and it goes viral. And it wasn't this huge moment that people think need to be so spectacular. Just getting the content out there for another potential client to see is what's important. And so recognizing what you have and don't have, if you want to start posting more, then start pulling from your past highlight films. Like start grabbing moments, maybe some dreamy portraits or just a single moment of the private last dance of the couple. There's a caption, write about the importance of a private last dance. And with that, a lot of people think, okay, I've got 5 good videos. I'm going to post once a day. And then that 5-day period is up. You have nothing to post. And now you're done for the next 2.5 weeks because you don't have another wedding or don't have any other content until then. That's not being consistent. I recognize that I don't have the ability to post once a day. And so I think, what can I do? Do I have enough content to post every other day? Do I have enough content to post 3 times a week? Instagram would rather see you be consistent in your schedule than again, posting and ghosting, making 5 posts and then dropping off the face of the earth for 5 months. And I think that right there is key to growing your Instagram.
I really like that point, is something that's come up in John and I's conversations with other people is, we say be consistent. And I think you hit it on earlier where you were like, yeah, we hear be consistent. And you're like, okay, so I need to post every single day and I need to post 3 stories a day and I need to do reels now on top of posts and, all this kind of stuff. But the real thing that you are getting at, that you are hitting on is show up consistently. That doesn't necessarily mean show up every single day, but if that's only 1 post a week and you do, okay, I'm going to show up, I'm going to post Mondays at noon. Like that's going to be my time to do it. Then you're saying that that's perfectly okay because you are consistently showing up and you are consistently, interacting. It's the people that randomly here and then they get frustrated because they're not growing. Like they're not getting followers. They're not reaching people. They're not getting inquiries. They're not doing stuff, but it's because how they are interacting with the platform that is causing that, not necessarily the content that they're posting.
Like 1000%. I worked with a videographer. She had like just a few hundred views on every reel and was like, I don't understand. Like, what am I not getting about this? Like I'm trying to post, but then I go back and it was like, you made a post 2 weeks ago, you made a post today. You're not posting consistently. And when she had actually started to go and just literally give it like 3 times a week, write meaningful captions, she was starting to literally get thousands and thousands of views on each reel, which going from just 100 views, like you can see the growth that's there. And at the end of the day, it is just that big picture of Instagram wants you on their app. They don't want you to show up and leave in 2 seconds,
This is the least I've talked on a podcast in so long, and I'm enjoying every second of it. No, okay.
Sorry, John.
No, it's great. A couple things that come to my mind are talking, like, I think a lot of people feel almost like the burden of Instagram and that it's just like another thing that they have to do.
For sure.
And it sucks the life out of them. And I would also like to communicate that, like, it is... Once you start building momentum with it and you start seeing the traction and the result of it, I think a lot of people use the excuse, and I'm not saying that that's everybody, but a lot of people use the excuse of just like, it's just another thing. I don't want to mess with it. I already have bookings. I already, whatever. And instead of just like getting consistent with it, going and getting physically fit or going and getting, financially fit, like after you start saving a little bit of money and putting it into that investment account, it's like, that's no fun. But if you're consistent and every month you throw a few $100s in there and every couple of weeks and you're like, man, I could sell that thing and throw some more money in there and you start building this momentum with with the thing that you're putting your hand to. And I think that, like you said with your friend, that like seeing that it's way better to just be consistent over time. It's better to go, work out 20 minutes a day every day than 2 hours one day. Or that's really hitting home. There's a lot more I want to unpack. There's a lot more we want to talk about. There's a lot of stuff going on for you. We're going to do that right after this break. Nick and I have to tell you about one of our favorite places to upload our wedding films, and that is Love Stories TV. Love Stories TV is one of the best free resources for us wedding filmmakers. The best part is they are bringing the couples to us. All we have to do is upload our films and we are good to go. Upload unlimited wedding films to your completely free business page. Setup is easy and your films can be live in just minutes. Now is the perfect time to start uploading to Love Stories TV. So head on over to howtofilmweddings.com/lovestoriestv to check out all of the details and see how Love Stories TV is giving away $10,000 in cash to wedding filmmakers just like you. That's howtofilmweddings.com/lovestoriestv to start uploading and connecting with the right couples today.
Hi, it's Michael from Wedditor. We want to thank everyone for the incredible support we've received since sponsoring How to Film Weddings. Yes, we've had some growing pains, but we've had far more wins. And we're doing something that's never been done. We're a remote team of over 50 editors in 10 countries. I often joke that we're as much a logistics company as we are a creative company. Right now, demand is off the charts. And we don't just say yes to everyone and scramble to figure it out. That's why we're asking you to help us help more of you In short, we're looking for more talented wed editors. Part-time or full-time, work from where you want, when you want, as long as you hit deadlines and deliver quality. It's a chance to get paid while growing as an editor. Our project managers work with you, explaining why something feels right or doesn't, because there's always a reason. If you're interested, we'd love to hear from you. Go to wededitor.com/editor and fill out our form.
All right, we are back from break with Emma K Films, talking all things Instagram, how to be intentional, how to be consistent with your Instagram. We were talking over the break about a couple of other things that are really important when it comes to your Instagram. I would love for you to kind of go a little deeper on if it matters. Like, we're talking about consistency, but like, when do we post? Like, do we just randomly post? Does it get a video done? How do we know when we should be posting?
Right. And there's definitely strategy behind figuring out when the best time is for you to post. Again, there's not a right and a wrong. It is really a matter of looking over your insights and really digging deep into who your audience is and when are they most active. So my post times are going to be different from those on the East Coast. They're going to be different from those who are over in Australia, right? Because our audience is active at different times. My audience, first and foremost, recognizing who that is college students, young adults, engaged couples. A lot of them are working, right? They're going to school, they're working. So they're not really getting off work over here until like 5 or 6. So my hot times are literally anytime between 6 and 8 p.m., which for a lot of you, you're like, oh my gosh, you post that late at night? Absolutely. Because I'm thinking, what is majority of my audience doing right now? When they're getting off at 6 p.m., that's when I'm posting all of my reels, any of my short clips, because they're getting off work at 6, they're hopping on their phone and they're going, okay, I don't really have a long time, but I'm going to sift through Instagram. And that's when the reels become really like trendy for the time of the day. I'm posting my highlight films at 8 p.m., which again, you're probably like, oh my gosh, that is so late at night. But again, my audience at 8 p.m., that's when they're getting ready to lay in bed, start another day of their work week. That's when they have the time to invest 6 minutes on Instagram to watch a highlight film. They don't have that time to invest in a 6-minute highlight film in the middle of the day at 3 p.m. or at 9 a.m. My audience doesn't because they're working. And so you really have to evaluate and think, who is your audience? What kind of life are they living? Just think about the majority. Obviously, you can't suit everyone. I do have followers who are across the world, who their time zone doesn't align with mine. But I'm thinking when the majority of my audience is available, when they're on Instagram. Another good one that I like to reference, but I don't actually like to tell you to follow it to a T, is you can go on your Instagram profile and you click Insights. And under that, you'll click Followers. And then you'll click on, you'll scroll down and you'll see like what times your audience is most active. And like I said, I kind of take this with a grain of salt because I've seen a lot more engagement over me actually doing the research and thinking when my audience is available as opposed to just what Instagram says. But I definitely would encourage you, if you feel like you're posting at like 9 or noon and you're just not getting the engagement that you want to see, start posting in the evening. Like, I love getting to tell everyone that. Think about when your audience is getting off work and when they're going to bed, and tailor the posts that you are making around those times.
Yeah. And that's really, really good insight and stuff. And some of you might be sitting there thinking, well, I mean, I don't want to go, sit on my phone for 20 minutes and upload a full video at 8:30 or 9 p.m. or whatever that is. Well, like now you can, everything but Reels, you can schedule from your laptop or your desktop computer, like everything but Reels. And so you can like literally sit down, type it all up, say, okay, publish this at this time. So it's going to go live. Reels, you can get all of the work done ahead of time, have your video, save it as a draft, when you're at your desk. And then, now I just need to hop on here and push, make this go live, make this go public. That's really good information. And just like, again, that whole intentionality thing. So many of us we get so excited. Oh, I finished this film and I just want to get it out into the world, but we're not thinking about some of that stuff. And, while a lot of the wedding video community might be able to see the videos that you're posting, which is great to get that love and support from your peers, like Emma is not hiring me or John is not hiring me, right? Like if I post in the afternoon, like we want other vendors and we want, potential couples to be the ones to see us. So we need to start thinking in that direction in that way. Speaking of, couples finding you and getting your ideal clients and that kind of stuff, I want to shift the conversation just a little bit. But I've seen you in the last year really make a shift in your brand, in the posts that you're putting out, even is down to like whenever we were in Denver and we did a shoot, John, like, hey, Emma, wear this thing. And you're like, no, I can't. That's not on brand for me. Like that's not like, I won't wear that and I won't put that in my feed because it didn't match but you are being intentional and thinking about those things. So like, I know that you took a trip to Italy earlier this year. And while you were there, you're like, hey, I'm going to do a shoot and stuff so I can maybe start marketing this type of stuff. So why don't you talk about the intentionality, the things that you have done in the last year to really push your brand forward so that you can continue to reach the people
Absolutely.
that you
I think
want
that
to reach.
Getting really into your niche and really staying true to it has been what's really helped me. 2 years ago, I thought that I wanted to do elopements, and that was the only thing I wanted to do. And now all I want to do is huge weddings, luxury weddings, destination weddings. And so really realizing really truly what I was passionate about, and then saying, okay, this is what I want to do. How do I make this happen? And for me, there was a lot of things that came up where I was realizing that I was at a point where I definitely don't know it all. There were so many aspects of my business that I was like, I am lost. I cannot continue to push myself forward and grow into the luxury market if I don't ask for help. And it was really difficult for me because I felt ashamed. I felt really embarrassed. I felt like, Emma, how have you come this far when you don't know how to do something? And that was really difficult for me. It was really hard to open up. And I just remember I literally was sitting talking to the two of you and just being like, I know where I want to push my brand and I know I want to push forward, but you guys, I need help. There are things that I'm struggling with. And so really kind of tackling that as my first hurdle and recognizing here's where I want my brand to be. How do I get there? And the first aspect was I needed to be at a level where I felt technically knowledgeable to continue the craft. So that was one of the big things.
Yeah, it was. And, if I can chime, like, it was fun, like watching you, like you kind of came to us, you're like, I'm kind of afraid to ask this, but I really don't understand this or whatever the thing was. And I think that like we have this voice in our head telling us, you can't ask that question because that's going to disqualify you or you're not going to be. And I've just watched you step into the world of education, which, some people will be like, wait, what? You're how old? How long you been doing this? Why are you? And there's haters out there. And, anybody in the education world knows that. Always. But like, watching you like say, I don't care what other people say or think, I'm going to help people out and I'm going to get out there. I'm going to do that. And like, you are just getting stuff done. You booked an Italy trip and you're like, oh, I'm going to go, just film an elopement there. I'm going to film stuff. I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to pay the extra money to have that edited. I'm going to just like do all these extra things. Oh, I'm, right before we got on the call, you're like, I'm learning more about log footage. So I just grabbed I'm doing a couple shoots this week just to practice. And like, you're continually just taking steps and not caring. You're failing fast. You're learning. And that's what I think so many people, and myself included, I was just afraid to mention or afraid to say, I need help with this. I need, I'm in a position where I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to ask somebody for help. And I've just watched you be okay with doing that, even though it's uncomfortable. You're like, oh gosh, can I please have? And at the retreat, you're like, can you show me how to color grade this? Can you show me, like, can we talk about reception lighting? Can we do this stuff? And we walked through all these things, and you left inspired. And like, I wanted to talk to you about the role of education in your business, and then also about you stepping into the education world. So like, what things are you doing? Have you been doing to like continue your education over the last year? And then we can get into talking about some fun stuff that you're doing as an educator yourself.
Absolutely. So I definitely, I love all of that. And I think, it's one of those things where you can't grow in your business unless you invest in yourself. And that was really the point that I got to in my business, was knowing I needed to invest more. And a lot of people sit here and they think these are my goals, but they just don't know how to reach them. And so for me, a lot of it was I need as much practice as I can. One of my weaknesses is experience, right? I've been in my business for 3 years. I am not 15 years in. And so I need experience. I need as much practice as I can. And so as Nick and John were mentioning, small things of, I literally booked a trip to Italy to go do a style shoot. I said, I'm going to pay for my travel. I'm going to set up this shoot so that I can market and get a wedding there. And I can know what it's like. I'm doing the same thing this year in Ireland. I'm going to Ireland. I set up a style shoot with an amazing vendor team so that I can start, again, marketing what I want to book, and to just getting as much practice in as possible. And so I think for a lot of us out there, we struggle with, well, I don't have a shoot set up for me. Well, I can't go to Italy. Well, what can you do here? Is there a venue that you've been dying to shoot at? Can you set up a style shoot, get as much practice as you can? Like, just getting that content. And again, like, failing fast and continually keep growing. And as far as education goes, I feel like I'm always learning. Like, I just have so much more to continue to learn. In the last year, just working on like going through mentorships, and honestly, like, I've done a lot of watching those who inspire me, watching their films, and just really being able to be like, wow, like, this is amazing. Here's the kind of shots they get. Maybe my next style shoot, I'm going to try out a shot like this. Learning a lot. I've learned so much from John and Nick, of course, just on literally everything. And I just continue, honestly, to do research and to learn as much as I can. I like to go straight to, for Instagram, for social media, I'm going straight to Instagram. What have they written about it? When was it published? Have they made any updates? Like, what are the facts? And how can I move from there? But just continuously growing, continuously elevating, updating my brand, recognizing that, again, our generation is so caught up in the feel and the look of things that I know I need to have a pricing guide that is completely well branded. I need to have a website that's up to par. My Instagram aesthetic does matter. Like, recognizing those things and doing whatever I can to continue to stay up to par so that I can then go and gain more experience through shoots and through weddings. And that's what's getting me into the market that I want to serve,
Yeah, I love that. And on the heels of that, like, education is so important. Getting stuff done, just like having that, like, I'm not going to let anything get in my way. So many people make so many excuses. And when it comes down to it, all of the successful people that I know are the ones that are relentless. They don't give up. They are asking questions. They have been vulnerable. And all the people that are the haters in your life, or the people that are, the whiners, the complainers, they're all ones that just have given up. They've not pushed. They've made excuses. And you don't want to be somebody like that. You want to be the person that is figuring these things out and testing these things, and not just sitting back, and you're taking new ground. And one of those things that I think that you could really, really do is lean into developing with other wedding filmmakers. And Emma, I really wanted to tee it up for you to talk about your wedding filmmaker workshop that's coming up in October. I know that it's already getting close to being sold out, but we wanted to have you on here to be able to communicate what this is, where it is, who it's for. So go for it.
Of course. So I actually last year started hosting the Wedding Filmmaker Workshop. And if you want to check it out, it's on Instagram at the Wedding Filmmaker Workshop, or you can go to the website, theweddingfilmmakerworkshop.com. And this is just a super rad experience for wedding videographers to really come together, to be able to network, to be able to create high-end content for their portfolio, and to just be in a space where we need more community in the wedding videographer industry. There's not a lot of in-person events that happen. And so to be able to bring everyone together and learn and grow, have incredible guest speakers is amazing. I would say definitely the highlight of my workshops is the shoots. I knew right from the moment that I wanted to get into the luxury market, I had no idea how to get that content. I had no idea how to start. And so to offer shoots that are super luxurious, super high end, to give those videographers out there who are like, I want to start charging X amount for these weddings, and I want to have the content to show it. Because as everyone says, you market what, or you book what you market. Mm-hmm. And so being able to have shoots out there that are just super luxurious, super high end, is definitely like a huge piece of my workshops to be able to offer those portfolios, and then making them, well-rounded to be like a full wedding shoot where we have live vow readings, we've got officiants, we have cake cutting and, the first dance and couple portraits and everything set up to where, the videographers that are able to come are really able to make wedding videos out of it, but also make a crap ton of stuff for social media, right? So, that's the workshop. I would absolutely love for you guys to check it out. I have just a few tickets left, which is super awesome. It's going to be amazing.
And I think that you have a little special offer for the next, couple people that book a ticket to the Wedding Filmmaker Workshop. They're going to get, what are you going to give them for those two people that are the next two that sign up?
For the next two people who sign up for the workshop, I would absolutely love to do a 30-minute Instagram crash course call with you. I'm going to go over your entire Instagram, your entire social media strategy before our call, and we will hop on for 30 minutes and literally dive into everything relative to your captions, to your bio. Are you marketing correctly? Are you using hashtags to the full advantage? How are you using your reels? Let's look at your insights. What can you be doing to grow? So for the next two that sign up, I would absolutely love to do a 30-minute Instagram call with you. In the notes, when you sign up for the workshop, just mention HTFW, and I would love to chat with you and see you at the workshop in October.
That's an incredible offer. Not only are there some amazing, why don't you didn't even talk about that. I know, but I will let you talk about, why don't you talk about who are some of the speakers that are going to be there, just and where it's going to be located and that kind of stuff. Cause it's all like,
I guess I could probably give the logistics, like the actual important information.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. Like I think that would be
also,
great.
The workshop is October 3rd through the 6th in 2022. It starts in the evening on the 3rd so that everyone can fly in that morning, and it ends on the 6th in the morning so everyone can fly out that day. It is in Salt Lake City. Woo. I am a huge lover of the Salt Flats. There is also a venue that I literally got on my hands and knees to beg for. That is a brand new venue, super high and luxurious. The shoots are going to be at. It's absolutely going to be amazing. And I have a photographer who's there who does professional business headshots for everyone, because it's really important that you're able to market yourself well, and get shots at the Salt Flats, get shots in like office wear. It's going to be awesome. But the guest speakers are Caleb and Elaine from KEJ Productions. They're going to be there talking about the importance of sound design and audio. I cannot wait to have them. And then my second guest speaker is Jay Worsley. If you don't follow him, you definitely need to. He's going to be talking about the importance of composition, lighting, and emotion in the storytelling of your films. So I'm really stoked. I will also be there. I'm going to talk about destination wedding marketing and building a social media strategy that works for you. So, man, I feel like, how do I not be an ad? I am. I'm just going to accept it. This was an ad right here, right now. I just gave it to you.
I love all of it. I love your energy. I love what you bring to the community. It's been fun watching you grow your business. I can't believe You're charging what you're charging. I can believe it, actually. You're doing great things. Has she told people where they can find her yet on social? Do we want to do that real quick for her, Nick? Yeah. Where can people follow you and like copy all your tricks?
I guess.
That'd be nice. Literally, I sell for a living, and then I come and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Emma." My Instagram is EmmaK_films, and my website is emmakfilms.com. But if you want to stay up to date, definitely follow me on Instagram, and I do show up a lot on there.
She does. So, yeah. Oh, John's giving me a head nod. I don't know where I am on your screen if you're watching this on YouTube, but thank you so much, Emma, for coming on today and talking about that. Again, listeners, theweddingfilmworkshop.com. Is that right?
.com or at the Wedding Filmmaker Workshop.
Those are your websites. That's the Instagram that you should check out. Mention HTFW in the comments whenever you sign up, and you can possibly get a 30-minute Instagram kind of little mini crash course with Emma. Again, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. So we're gonna go from actually, John. I'm sitting here talking like I'm just gonna lay in this plane, guys. Go right now. Sign up for Emma's workshop. Be a part of it. It's going to be an incredible experience. KEJ is going to be there. Jay Worsley, if you don't know who Jay is, like, you are definitely missing out. He's an incredible person. You'll also get to hang out with Emma and 13, right? 13 of your best friends, because I think you're having 14 students there. So 13 of your best friends there, October 3rd through 6th. theweddingfilmmakerworkshop.com. Also on Instagram. Emma, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Listeners, John. It's been good to hang out with you as well. Yeah, that's cool. Listeners, thank you for tuning in, and until next time, we will see you.
Are you looking for a better way to deliver your wedding films to your couples? Look no further. Our friends over at WedFlow provide the most flexible video delivery solution on the market. WedFlow is pay-per-project with no large upfront cost or commitment, and you can cancel anytime. Not only that, WedFlow offers a premium viewing experience for your couples, accessible on mobile, tablet, desktop, as well as their very own suite of TV apps. Each project comes with 10 years hosting and an experience for your clients that will blow them away. Stop delivering your films the old-fashioned way and give your couples something to rave about. Head on over to howtofilmweddings.com/WedFlow to check out WedFlow today.